Dawn arrived at Johns Hopkins Hospital at 10 o'clock sharp. She sat in her car and watched people walk in and out as she gathered her thoughts. Dawn was ready for the next phase in her journey, and she was sure of that now.
I know this will not be an easy task, but neither was watching my brother be murdered right before my eyes. If I can make it through that, I can surely make it through this. The angel said my job is to prepare, impart, develop, and groom. So all I have to do is help advance what they already have. I can do this.
Dawn got out of her car and slowly walked up to the big glass door when she noticed a small black car sitting across the street behind a great big bush.
Oh, God, that looks like Bonnie's car. I hope Bonnie's not here sick. Because there is nothing worse than a nuisance of a best friend, Bonnie, than a sick nuisance of a best friend, Bonnie. Oh, goodness.
Dawn saw so many faces, so many different people from so many different lifestyles. But one thing they all had in common: they were all in pain. She could feel the weight of agony and anguish. Dawn realized that she not only felt sympathy for those who were hurting, but also empathy. She could literally feel every ache, every twitch, and every cry she could hear. She listened and heard the mother in the chapel praying for her son, and her words grabbed at Dawn's heart. She stood there in shock, not believing what was going on. Dawn had always believed most of her energy should go towards protecting others from evil. But she never thought about those good people who are going through hardships beyond the scope of evil.
But what about the natural order of things? What about pain brought on by grief, sickness, and loss? How can I protect those from cancer or heart failure? Those going through that kind of hurt don't need to be saved. They need to be healed.
Dawn saw, as she stood in the hospital lobby, that what people needed was not just safety, but also love and restoration, and she vowed to provide it. She walked up to the receptionist's desk, but before she could speak, she was cut off.
Right this way, Miss Ashlyn.
Huh? How do you know my name?
The family that named you as the baby's guardian stated you would be here at 10 o'clock sharp, and they gave us your attire.
Wow. Okay, but anybody could have on a black pantsuit. It still didn't have to be me.
Yes, you're right. That's why I read your name tag.
My what?
Dawn looked down and saw a name tag on her chest that appeared out of thin air. She learned by this point not to question things and just go with it. They both laughed and walked down the hall.
Okay, Miss Ashlyn. You can have a seat right here, and I'll go get your babies.
Okay, miss. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Oh, I apologize. My name is Sarah.
Okay, Miss Sarah, thank you. Oh, Miss Sarah, I have a quick question. How many babies are there?
There are two fraternal twin girls.
Oh, Miss Sarah, I have another quick question. What is fraternal?
They don't look alike. Miss Ashlyn,
Yes.
did you have any more questions before I
How
go?
did you know? What are their names?
Well, we were waiting on you to name them.
Their parents didn't name them?
No.
Well, who are their parents?
Miss Ashlyn, all I know is that they were a couple who seemed to be homeless. They came in a couple days ago, and the mother gave birth to two beautiful little girls. She said she did not believe she and her husband would be able to raise the girls, so we called the authorities. When the caseworker came in, the parents filled out the necessary forms, and then they were gone. We never knew that they had left. When we looked over the paperwork, we saw they filled out the forms relinquishing their parental rights and naming you as the guardian. Now we're here.
Oh my goodness, that seems outrageous.
Yes, ma'am, but let me go and get your daughters.
Dawn smiled through her body when she heard the words, "your daughter." She tried to wait patiently, but the time seemed to go even slower as she sat. She was amazed at how much anticipation she had built when she was so terrified a few hours ago. Dawn picked up a mother-to-be book and skimmed through the pages, trying to retain as much information as she could in a matter of minutes, but she couldn't focus on anything. She laid the book down and went to the window. She saw children playing on a small playground they had outside, and Dawn smiled as she watched a little boy waving at her. Just as Dawn waved back, Sarah walked into the room.
Miss Ashlyn, are you okay?
Yes, of course. Why do you ask?
Because you're waving at the sky?
Dawn turned and looked at Sarah confused. Then she remembered they were on the 15th floor. She smiled, feeling a little silly as she looked back out the window and saw the little boy hiding behind a cloud. He was peeking in and out, playing a little peekaboo with Dawn. She giggled to herself and turned back to Sarah.
Sarah, I'm fine. Just waving my hand in thanks because I'm so blessed.
Sarah reached out of the door and pulled in a large wooden bassinet that held one of the most beautiful things Dawn had ever seen in her life. Dawn felt faint, so she sat down to try and catch her breath.
Are you okay, Miss Ashlyn? Can I get you some water? I can get you some water if you like.
No. I'm great. I'm just floored at how beautiful she is.
Sarah reached out of the door again and pulled in a second wooden bassinet that held the second child. Dawn's eyes began to fill up with tears because she did not know what she had done to deserve these two amazing gifts.
Sarah, do you think I could get that water now? I just want to spend some time with them alone.
No problem, Miss Ashlyn. I'll be back in a few.
Dawn picked up one of the babies and laid her next to her sister so she could see them both together. They were immaculate. They both were so calm and observant. Dawn laid her hands on both girls' heads and spoke over them.
I vow to prepare you for whatever is to come. I will impart in you the wisdom and knowledge that I have gained, and help develop what has already been given unto you. And I promise to groom and nurture whatever you will produce.
Both girls began to quiver, shaking the bassinet from side to side, but only one of the girls cried. The baby girl, who was calm, reached out her hand and took her sister's hand. It seemed she was trying to calm her.
Oh, so you're the leader of the pack, I see.
Dawn smiled as she picked her up. She looked up at Dawn with a twinkle in her eyes that shined so bright that Dawn saw the reflection for several minutes before it started to fade away. Dawn held her baby girl up in the air.
Your name, my princess, will be Giannis.
The baby let out a giggle that startled Dawn. Second baby, she had the most beautiful, smooth, dark skin with a full head of hair.
Hello, my little princess. You are just stunning. You, my sweet, will be called Mavere.
The baby began to kick her legs around as if she were running, and Dawn knew the name was a fit.
Giannis and Mavere, welcome into the world. I love you both already, and I can't wait for you to see Nivia.
Dawn was as happy as she could ever be at that moment, until she heard a sound from behind her.
Dawn, what did you do?
Bonnie stood there with a puzzled look on her face.
Dawn, I'm confused. Did you adopt a child? I mean, children? Friend, there are 2 babies here. What is going on? Are you going through some sort of midlife crisis? You can tell me you know.
Hello, Bonnie. I thought I saw your car outside. If you must know, yes, I did adopt 2 children. Beautiful baby girls, might I add.
Well, I can see that much. But my question is why?
I cannot answer that.
What? Dawn, okay, look, I know you've been hiding out tons of information from me lately, but you have 2 children, Dawn.
Yes, I do, but I don't see why I would need to get your approval.
Wow. It's one thing to be secretive, but it's another thing to be blatantly rude. Excuse me.
Wait, Bonnie, I'm sorry. All of this is very overwhelming for me.
Well, of course it is. Dawn, you went from having no children to having 2.
I know, Bonnie.
Okay, look. Let's forget this ever happened.
Yes, please.
So what are your daughters' names?
Here's Giannis, and here's Maver. Ouch!
What? What's wrong?
I don't know, it felt like something cut me.
Oh, they're so precious. Oh my goodness. My goddaughters. I cannot wait to spoil them rotten.
Dawn and Bonnie prepared the babies to leave the hospital and begin their journey in their new home with their new mother.
So Dawn, are you really ready for this?
Well, of course I am, Bonnie. I'm a mother now. I am Mother Dawn.
Mother Dawn.
Both women were laughing, but for very different reasons. The days grew longer and harder for Dawn. She had no idea how much work it would be to raise 2 children. If she wasn't walking Mavir, she was feeding Giannis. It was either nap time for Giannis or playtime for Mavir, or another day of work she had to miss. Dawn was not adapting to life of motherhood so well. One morning, Dawn woke up and noticed both babies were asleep, and she was amazed that she had a moment of quiet to herself. She went downstairs as usual to make a cup of coffee and just sit for a moment. She listened as she heard cars passing by, and she wondered where everyone was off to so early. Dawn smelled the scent of freshly brewed coffee with a hint of hazelnut. She inhaled a long, deep breath and slumped down in the chair as if she were hypnotized by the aroma. After a while, she got up to pour a cup, but as she was pouring, she felt a chill go across her back. Dawn jumped and looked all around but saw nothing. She picked up her cup and started to place it at her lips, but as soon as the heat touched her lip, she felt a tickle on the back of her neck. Dawn almost leapt out of her skin, screaming boisterously.
What was that? Is someone here?
Dawn walked around the house on her tiptoes, all still while holding her coffee.
Why do I still have this cup of coffee in my hand?
Well, you can't be that scared if you still found the time to take a sip of coffee.
Dawn knew that voice from anywhere. She placed the cup down on the table and looked all around, but saw no one.
Why are you scared, Dawn? If you want me to leave, tap into your thoughts. If you think it.
It is so.
Dawn saw the purple feathers coming down the stairs.
The car. What? How? Why?
Dawn could barely speak. She was still in awe from watching this large bird walking down her steps on his 2 feet like a human, which was clear he was not.
I am here because I need to warn you, Mother Dawn. As you are taking your time and focusing on your 2 new daughters, who are beautiful, I might add, there are some matters at hand that need Mother Dawn's attention. It appears the enemy of the land has gotten wind of your arrival and the arrival of the lights. They are on the hunt for all of you. They have also recruited people of the darkness called gnomes. I have no idea how many gnomes they have cloned, but I know they are out there and they were created to search out the lights. Mother Dawn, you must stay protected, and in order for you to do that, you must first learn how to tap into your power.
I tried that before, but it didn't work.
That's because you have yet to realize what your trigger is. What happened some time ago when you came back to Nivia? You had given up and wanted to stay. You were searching for safe haven.
I was very upset, crying about the babies, the job, and things being overwhelming.
But you complained about that stuff often, both before and after the encounter. What happened that was different on that day?
Dawn tried very hard to remember, but she just couldn't.
Dawn, you need to think harder, because when the time comes, and it will come, that you need to get away, you'll need that inner power that only you have. You must know how to reach it.
Bakar, you're scaring me.
That's the point. Why are you scared? Why are you frustrated with your daughters? Why are you hiding from your friends and family?
I don't know.
Mother Dawn, who are you?
Bakar walked away, not even giving her a chance to respond.
Hey, where are you going? Hello? Bakar, where are you going?
I am going home. This is a waste of my time.
What do you mean? You asked me who I am, and I answered Mother Dawn. Well, at least I started to before you walked away.
Goodbye, Mother Dawn.
Are you serious? He came and said all of that and just left me. Bakar, I hope you can still hear me. That was just mean. I didn't ask for this. I don't know how this stuff works. How about just helping me figure out what it is instead of being a big baby? Oh man, are you serious? I didn't even get a chance to drink my coffee yet.
Dawn ran upstairs frustrated even more as she replayed the things Bakar said to her over and over again in her head. She picked up Giannis and rocked her in her arms and stared into her eyes for a while.
Giannis, what's going on, huh? Why can't I seem to fully get this thing? What's wrong, sweetie? Why are you restless?
Giannis moved around even more, but stopped suddenly and stared into Dawn's eyes. Dawn froze and started to look deep, and she could see little dots swirling around. At closer glance, these dots turned into little people walking around. She kept looking, and she saw a glimpse of people standing outside. She saw a family at the park looking as happily as ever when suddenly it began to rain. Dawn was in awe because she could see clear as day the family running to their car under their umbrellas trying to stay dry.
Giannis, what is this, baby? What are you showing me? How are you showing me this?
Dawn continued to look deep inside of Giannis's eyes, and she saw the night begin to fall and the family start to panic. She saw the father looking around for a flashlight while the mother tried to keep the children calm as much as she could without showing her own fear. Dawn was confused and frightened for the family. She watched the father get out of the car and stare off into the fog. With his last breath, she heard him say the words, "It's coming." Dawn saw the mother scream while the fog covered the father in the car. Giannis then yelled out the loudest scream ever, scaring Dawn.
What in the world? Giannis, it's okay. It's coming. It's coming. What do you mean? Does this have anything to do with what Bakar just said?
Dawn paced the floor most of the night. She took turns giving the girls some attention, but no matter what, she could not shake the overwhelming sense of caution. She went to her bedroom window and watched the comings and goings of those in her neighborhood trying to ease her mind. She saw the store owner sitting outside of his store. This made Dawn happy because in her mind, if the owner felt safe enough to sit outside of his store this time of night, Dawn had done her job, or so she thought. Dawn looked up at the top of a building and she saw a shadowy movement. At first glance, it was merely a shadow of some debris flying around up there, but after looking again, Dawn was sure the shadow was of a person. But there was no one there. Dawn decided to go to bed and get some rest, so she closed her window and jumped into a big, comfy bed.
Okay, Dawn, get it together. Everything is going to be just fine. It already is.
Did she see you, Jacob?
No, I don't think so.
Why would you do that? You could have ruined everything, you fool.
I'm sorry, Sloan. I wanted to try and get a good look at her, but I couldn't see anything except the bright light. Are you sure this is the right place?
Oh, this is the right place, all right. We must move and move quickly. We might not be able to see what is going on in there, but we know that she has the lights. We need to finish what we started soon before they come of age.
What about Mother Dawn, boss? She has more power than the lights.
Mother Dawn is busy being a mother. Now, while she is mothering them, we can be mothering the earth our way.
Boss, do you think she will get an idea of what's about to happen and come to the rescue?
We shall just have to see, won't we? But one thing is for sure. If she does come running to save the day, we will see it coming.
The two dark shadows vanished from the rooftop and appeared in what looked like an old dungeon. There were large, rusty rocks barely holding up the walls, and continually crumbling, falling to the floor. It was so hot and humid that you could cook an egg on the ground. There were several entrances to get into the underground hideaway, but each one was guarded by a creature that looked like a man in the face, but had the body of an ape. They had no thumbs, but their hands and feet were 3 times the normal size. There were holes in the walls, like a fist had gone right through them recently, and the dungeon was lit only by a large fire that sat in the middle. The sounds heard coming from the fire were both screams and cries all night. The two shadows floated around and about the cave like hours, saying no words, only listening to the moans of agony in the fire, and they were fed.